Dubai is a city where the desert has been reshaped into a kingdom of glass, steel, and gold, where the impossible becomes reality with every new project unveiled. Rising above the sands of the Arabian Peninsula, it glitters like a jewel against the horizon, drawing dreamers, travelers, and visionaries into its orbit. The skyline itself tells the story of ambition, with towers that pierce the clouds and lights that shimmer like stars fallen to earth. Every corner of the city hums with energy, as though it is alive, fueled by the determination to be the best, the biggest, and the most luxurious. Here, tradition and modernity meet in a breathtaking dance, with old-world souks standing proudly beside futuristic malls. The spirit of Dubai is one of endless possibilities, and for those who step inside its world, luxury is not just an indulgence, it is a way of life. In Dubai, the very air feels infused with grandeur, as if the city itself has decided that ordinary is not enough and extraordinary must be the standard, so even the simplest of experiences feels heightened. The airport is not a gateway but a palace, welcoming guests with glittering architecture and world-class amenities that instantly set the tone for what lies ahead. From the moment a visitor steps outside, the streets sparkle with fleets of supercars, turning what might be a normal commute elsewhere into a parade of roaring engines and polished chrome. The hotels rise like monuments of elegance, with the Burj Al Arab leading the way, offering interiors draped in gold leaf, marble, and rare fabrics that cradle every guest in unparalleled comfort. Private butlers wait with smiles trained in perfection, chefs craft meals that are works of art, and views from the suites stretch endlessly into the horizon, reminding guests that they are standing in a world built for kings. Villas on Palm Jumeirah whisper of exclusivity, each with its private stretch of sand, infinity pools that melt into the ocean, and spaces where silence is broken only by the sound of waves. Life here is not about survival but about savoring, where every breath is matched with an experience designed to astonish. The malls are kingdoms of their own, where fountains dance, aquariums tower, and every luxury brand imaginable competes for attention under glittering ceilings. Even an evening walk through the city feels magical, with lights shimmering against the water and the scent of fine dining carried by the wind. Dubai does not just offer luxury, it redefines it, turning every moment into a celebration of the extraordinary. Dubai is a city where the desert has been reshaped into a kingdom of glass, steel, and gold, where the impossible becomes reality with every new project unveiled. Rising above the sands of the Arabian Peninsula, it glitters like a jewel against the horizon, drawing dreamers, travelers, and visionaries into its orbit. The skyline itself tells the story of ambition, with towers that pierce the clouds and lights that shimmer like stars fallen to earth. Every corner of the city hums with energy, as though it is alive, fueled by the determination to be the best, the biggest, and the most luxurious. Here, tradition and modernity meet in a breathtaking dance, with old-world souks standing proudly beside futuristic malls. The spirit of Dubai is one of endless possibilities, and for those who step inside its world, luxury is not just an indulgence, it is a way of life. In Dubai, the very air feels infused with grandeur, as if the city itself has decided that ordinary is not enough and extraordinary must be the standard, so even the simplest of experiences feels heightened. The airport is not a gateway but a palace, welcoming guests with glittering architecture and world-class amenities that instantly set the tone for what lies ahead. From the moment a visitor steps outside, the streets sparkle with fleets of supercars, turning what might be a normal commute elsewhere into a parade of roaring engines and polished chrome. The hotels rise like monuments of elegance, with the Burj Al Arab leading the way, offering interiors draped in gold leaf, marble, and rare fabrics that cradle every guest in unparalleled comfort. Private butlers wait with smiles trained in perfection, chefs craft meals that are works of art, and views from the suites stretch endlessly into the horizon, reminding guests that they are standing in a world built for kings. Villas on Palm Jumeirah whisper of exclusivity, each with its private stretch of sand, infinity pools that melt into the ocean, and spaces where silence is broken only by the sound of waves. Life here is not about survival but about savoring, where every breath is matched with an experience designed to astonish. The malls are kingdoms of their own, where fountains dance, aquariums tower, and every luxury brand imaginable competes for attention under glittering ceilings. Even an evening walk through the city feels magical, with lights shimmering against the water and the scent of fine dining carried by the wind. Dubai does not just offer luxury, it redefines it, turning every moment into a celebration of the extraordinary. In the heart of the city, the Burj Khalifa reigns supreme, a marvel of modern engineering that stretches beyond imagination, its gleaming spire piercing the sky as if reaching for heaven itself, and from its observation decks, the world unfolds in breathtaking panoramas of desert, ocean, and glittering streets. Visitors stepping into its glass elevators are whisked upward in seconds, experiencing a rush that mirrors the ambition of the city itself. Inside, luxury apartments and offices boast interiors as striking as the views, blending cutting-edge design with comfort that feels almost royal. By day, sunlight bathes the tower in brilliance, and by night, it becomes a canvas for dazzling light shows that captivate crowds below. Surrounding it, the Dubai fountain dances in perfect synchrony with music, sending jets of water higher than most buildings while crowds gasp in awe at the performance. The entire area around the Burj Khalifa and Dubai Mall is alive with luxury, offering dining experiences that overlook the fountains, where every meal is accompanied by a spectacle. It is not simply architecture, it is a statement of what human vision can create when boundaries are ignored. Here, luxury is measured not only by material wealth but by the feeling of witnessing something extraordinary and unforgettable. For those seeking the ultimate indulgence, the hotels of Dubai provide a world where dreams take physical form, where every room feels like a palace chamber and every service exceeds imagination. The Atlantis on Palm Jumeirah is not merely a hotel but an underwater kingdom, where suites offer windows into aquariums filled with sharks and rays gliding silently past. Families splash in enormous water parks, couples dine in underwater restaurants where fish surround them like living art, and guests relax on private beaches that stretch into the turquoise sea. Every corner is designed to inspire awe, from grand chandeliers to marble lobbies where the scent of flowers drifts in the air. The Burj Al Arab, shaped like a sail, rises from its own artificial island, its interiors shimmering with 24-karat gold accents, rare fabrics, and architecture that feels both futuristic and timeless. Here, butlers anticipate needs before they are spoken, and experiences such as helicopter arrivals or Rolls-Royce transfers remind guests that they have entered a world far beyond ordinary luxury. These hotels are not about rest, they are about transformation, about stepping into a space where reality bends into fantasy and every desire is met with elegance. Shopping in Dubai is an adventure that redefines the concept of retail, where malls become worlds unto themselves, designed not only for purchasing goods but for creating unforgettable experiences. The Dubai Mall, the largest on Earth, is a city within a city, featuring not only luxury brands like Chanel, Dior, and Louis Vuitton but also an aquarium so vast that sharks swim past as shoppers stroll with their designer bags. Ice rinks gleam under artificial snow, fountains dance in central halls, and every corridor whispers of opulence. The Mall of the Emirates adds to the spectacle with Ski Dubai, an indoor ski resort where families glide down snowy slopes while outside temperatures soar above 40 degrees. Shopping here is not simply about acquiring items but about living an experience of grandeur, where the environment itself feels like a theme park of luxury. Even traditional souks, such as the Gold Souk, radiate extravagance, with windows filled with jewelry so dazzling it seems as though walls are made of sunlight. In Dubai, every purchase feels like a celebration, every store an invitation into a lifestyle defined by elegance and excess. At night, Dubai becomes a glittering jewel under the stars, its skyline alive with lights that sparkle across the Gulf, reflecting in the waters like endless strands of diamonds. Rooftop lounges host guests sipping cocktails above the city, where the view stretches endlessly, and live music floats into the air. Exclusive clubs cater to the global elite, where privacy and prestige are as important as the beats that fill the room. Beachfront resorts glow with fire pits and lanterns, inviting guests to dine under the open sky with waves lapping at the shore. For those who prefer quiet indulgence, private yachts glide through the waters of the marina, offering dinner cruises where the skyline is the backdrop to gourmet cuisine. The nightlife is not just entertainment, it is an extension of the luxury lifestyle, where even the night is designed to dazzle. In Dubai, every evening feels like an event, every gathering a moment suspended between glamour and celebration. Even the desert, once barren and empty, has been transformed into an oasis of luxury experiences that merge nature with elegance. Visitors are whisked away in fleets of high-powered vehicles that traverse golden dunes like waves, leading them to lavish camps where silk tents rise under the stars. Here, private chefs prepare feasts while traditional music plays, blending heritage with opulence. Camel rides, falconry displays, and fire shows entertain guests, while plush seating and glowing lanterns create a magical atmosphere. Some experiences go further, offering private glamping setups with air-conditioned tents, spa treatments in the desert, and stargazing with telescopes guided by experts. The silence of the desert is broken only by laughter and the clinking of glasses, as guests realize that even in the middle of nothingness, Dubai offers everything. These desert escapes show that luxury in Dubai is not limited to its skyscrapers and coastline but extends even into the sands that once defined it. The marina area adds another layer of grandeur, a district built for those who crave waterfront luxury and the cosmopolitan lifestyle that comes with it. Towers line the water's edge, their lights reflected in the calm surface where yachts bob gently, waiting for their next voyage. Restaurants spill out onto promenades, offering cuisines from every corner of the world, while designer boutiques ensure that even a casual walk feels drenched in elegance. Yacht parties are common, with music, fine dining, and champagne flowing as the city drifts by under the stars. The marina is not simply a residential area, it is a lifestyle statement, where living means waking up to views of the sea and stepping into a world where luxury never sleeps. It is Dubai's answer to the Riviera, only larger, brighter, and undeniably more extravagant. Transportation itself becomes an expression of opulence in Dubai, where owning a supercar is less a dream and more a norm for many residents. Streets are filled with the roar of engines from Bugattis, Lamborghinis, and Ferraris, turning daily traffic into a parade of automotive marvels. Police patrols even use supercars, a statement that law enforcement itself is elevated to a level of grandeur. Helicopters and private jets are as common as taxis for the ultra-wealthy, making travel seamless and stylish. Public transport, too, is polished and futuristic, with driverless metro systems gliding through spotless stations that feel more like airports. Every form of movement in the city reflects its ethos. Luxury is not occasional but embedded in every moment. Whether one is arriving by yacht, limousine, or private aircraft, Dubai ensures the journey is as extraordinary as the destination. What makes Dubai truly unique is the way it balances modern innovation with cultural richness, ensuring that luxury does not erase tradition but rather elevates it. Old markets, or souks, still thrive, offering spices, textiles, and gold in vibrant displays that connect the modern city to its roots. Traditional architecture is preserved and celebrated, while museums showcase the region's heritage alongside futuristic art installations. The city's residents, coming from every corner of the globe, create a tapestry of cultures, making Dubai one of the most cosmopolitan places on Earth. Festivals light up the calendar, from extravagant New Year celebrations with fireworks that rival any in the world to cultural events that honor Emirati traditions. This fusion of old and new gives Dubai a depth that goes beyond luxury, turning it into a place not only of wealth but of soul. It is this balance that makes its grandeur feel eternal, rooted in history while always racing toward the future. From royal palaces to billion-dollar dreams, Dubai's ruling family lives a life few can imagine. But how did they build this empire of gold, horses and power? Hit subscribe now because you're about to enter a world where luxury meets legacy and one family rewrote the future of an entire nation. From desert village to global powerhouse, there was a time when Dubai was just a patch of desert, dusty, quiet and forgotten. Camels roamed where skyscrapers now shimmer, pearls not oil were the city's prized Treasure. Fast forward to today and Dubai isn't just on the map, it's rewriting it. The mastermind behind this transformation, one man, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. With sharp vision and relentless ambition, Sheikh Mohammed took the helm and turned sand into skyline. He didn't wait for the world to change, he changed the world's view of Dubai. Under his leadership, the city leapt from fishing boats to financial power, replacing wooden dhows with super yachts and souks with futuristic malls. The real turning point, Emirates Airlines. While others doubted, Sheikh Mohammed launched an airline that would soon dominate global skies. It wasn't just about flying planes, it was about flying the flag of Dubai. Today Emirates connects over 150 destinations, making Dubai the heartbeat between East and West. But airports matter too, so he built them, not just terminals but palaces of steel and glass. Dubai International Airport became one of the busiest in the world, offering travelers not just layovers but luxury experiences. His message was clear: Dubai doesn't follow trends, it creates them. Behind every tower and every light show on the Burj Khalifa is visionary planning. Sheikh Mohammed didn't just build a city, he sculpted a symbol, a place where oil wealth met innovation, where tradition walked alongside AI, and where business moguls now rub shoulders with royals in air-conditioned lobbies above the clouds. From a forgotten coastline to a global financial juggernaut, Dubai's rise wasn't luck, it was leadership. Strategic, bold, unapologetically ambitious leadership. And it all started with a dream in the desert and one man who refused to accept small thinking: the billionaire ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. In the realm of modern royalty, few names command as much respect and awe as Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. He's not just the ruler of Dubai, he's the architect of its destiny. With a staggering net worth of $18 billion, he holds the keys to one of the world's most ambitious cities and steers it like a seasoned captain navigating a ship through uncharted waters. But power isn't his only currency. Sheikh Mohammed is also the Prime Minister and Vice President of the United Arab Emirates, a role that places him at the intersection of political influence and economic might. And unlike leaders who inherit wealth and do little with it, he's built an empire that stretches far beyond Dubai's golden sands. His crown jewel, Dubai Holdings, a conglomerate of global influence from luxury real estate and finance to hospitality and media. Sheikh Mohammed's portfolio is a living reflection of Dubai itself, bold, diversified and relentlessly forward-looking, yet his reach doesn't end at home. The ruler's real estate empire is scattered across the globe like jewels on a royal cloak. He owns a $308 million penthouse in Monaco, vast estates in Scotland and prize properties across the United Kingdom. These aren't just homes, they're statements of presence, a reminder that Dubai's ruler isn't just building a kingdom in the desert, he's etching his name across the map of global influence. And despite the gravity of power and imaginable wealth, Sheikh Mohammed balances it all with striking poise. Whether drafting Dubai's Vision 2021 plan or unveiling yet another architectural marvel, he does so with the elegance of a monarch and the precision of a CEO. Global ruler. If you believe Sheikh Mohammed isn't just leading a city but redefining what it means to rule in the 21st century, the royal residences and hidden fortresses. Imagine stepping into a palace where golden falcons stand guard at marble entrances, chandeliers drip from 30-foot ceilings, and silence is kept not by staff but by security systems rivaling those of heads of state. Welcome to Zabil Palace, the official residence of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Nestled among palm-lined gardens and invisible to the city's daily buzz, Zabil Palace isn't just a home, it's a symbol of power and protection. The sprawling estate is surrounded by heavily guarded perimeters, cutting-edge surveillance and guarded access points, yet beyond the walls it breathes tranquility with manicured lawns, fountains and architectural flourishes, blending Moorish tradition with modern mastery. But Sheikh Mohammed's domain doesn't stop at Zabil. His real estate portfolio stretches across continents like a royal shadow. In Monaco, he owns a $308 million penthouse, arguably one of the most exclusive addresses in the world. Perched above the Mediterranean, the residence features panoramic sea views, private elevators and interiors tailored by Europe's most elite designers. It's not just a penthouse, it's a statement of sovereignty. Further west, his Scottish estates span thousands of acres, complete with stables, shooting grounds and private lakes. In the United Kingdom, he owns heritage manors and countryside retreats that once belonged to aristocrats, each property discreetly secured, elegantly maintained and quietly reinforcing his global presence. Each home tells a different story of diplomacy, discretion or deep personal retreat. Whether it's the glittering skyline of Dubai or the fog-draped hills of Scotland, one constant remains: uncompromising privacy matched by opulent design. These aren't just places to live, they're fortresses of influence strategically placed across the world. Sheikh Mohammed doesn't just reside, he occupies space with intent and symbolism, showing the world that royalty doesn't end at the border of a kingdom. The passion for horses and global racing legacy. Before the skyscrapers, before the private jets, there were horses for Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Horses are more than passion, they are legacy, diplomacy and dominion. At the heart of his equestrian empire lies Godolphin, the largest horse breeding operation on earth, spanning across the UK, Ireland, Australia and the US. This global network of elite stables houses over 1,000 purebred race horses, each one hand-selected, meticulously trained and cared for with medical precision. These are not animals, these are royal athletes born to conquer tracks and bloodlines alike. In 1996, Sheikh Mohammed launched what would become the crown jewel of global horse racing, the Dubai World Cup, with a purse of $12 million. It's the richest horse race in the world, held under the night sky at Maiden Racecourse, an architectural wonder in itself. It attracts kings, billionaires and racing elites from every continent. It was a powerful soft power move, planting Dubai firmly on the global sporting map. In Europe, his stables dominate events like the Royal Ascot and Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. In America, his horses have made history at the Breeders' Cup and Kentucky Derby, turning Godolphin into a household name in the equestrian elite. But at the core, this empire remains deeply cultural. In the desert sands of Dubai, horse riding is still a rite of passage, a link to Bedouin roots that predates oil and glass towers. The world's most exclusive car collection in Dubai XS isn't just accepted, it's elevated to an art form, and nowhere is that more vivid than in the personal garages of the Al Maktoum family. While most collectors showcase a few prized vehicles, Sheikh Mohammed and his son Sheikh Hamdan command a fleet so vast and rare it defies conventional imagination. We're not talking about just Ferraris and Lamborghinis. This collection features over 100 ultra-luxury and hyper-rare vehicles, each one a statement of power, national pride and technological ambition. At the center of this fleet, the Devil 16, a beast born in the UAE and valued at over $2.2 million with a rumored 5,000 horsepower engine. It's less a car and more a symbol of how Dubai thinks: bold, fast and built to DOM. But this garage isn't just horsepower and price tags, it's where tradition meets innovation. One glance and you'll see classic Rolls-Royces, a nod to royal elegance, parked beside gold-plated SUVs and Bugattis, some with falcon emblems or personalized Arabic calligraphy etched into the body. These aren't cars, they're moving portraits of Dubai's dual identity, futuristic ambition rooted in deep cultural pride. The Sheikh's collection even includes military-grade 4x4s modified for desert travel, proving these machines aren't just for city cruising, they're designed to traverse every terrain, urban or wild, reflecting the versatility of Dubai's royal vision. Some vehicles are armored, some are experimental prototypes, and many are completely custom-built, never to be sold, never to be replicated. Each vehicle in the Al Maktoum fleet tells a different story of engineering, obsession, of wealth turned into rolling art, of a city-state that sees no boundary between function and fantasy. In the world of royal automobiles, this isn't a collection, it's a kingdom on wheels, an empire powered by gasoline, gold and imagination, a floating palace, the $300 million yacht. When you rule a futuristic kingdom like Dubai, your palace isn't bound to land. For Sheikh Mohammed, luxury sails across oceans. His private $300 million yacht isn't just a vessel, it's a floating palace, a modern marvel that redefines what it means to live at sea. Stretching across hundreds of feet, the yacht glides silently through the world's most exclusive waters, from Monaco to the Maldives, carrying not just royal presents but a full-fledged lifestyle. This isn't a boat for sightseeing, it's equipped with a private submarine, allowing the Sheikh and his guests to dive into the deep blue without ever touching a public shore. The experience is more James Bond than cruise ship on deck, a cinema room lined with velvet where guests can enjoy first-run films under the stars. There's a squash court because even in the middle of the Mediterranean, fitness is never sacrificed. Every room is a suite wrapped in handcrafted wood, Italian marble and custom gold accents that whisper opulence. Not shouted, but beyond beauty lies brilliant engineering. This yacht is built with advanced navigation systems, anti-drone security and climate control that adapts to the sea's mood. Its engines hum like a luxury car, quiet yet powerful, capable of crossing continents without needing to refuel for days. There's even a helipad for quick exits and arrivals, because when your royal traffic is optional and privacy impeccable, no paparazzi, no tourist eyes, just open sea and absolute discretion. For the Al Maktoum family, this yacht isn't just transportation, it's a symbol of freedom wrapped in elegance, a place where deals are whispered, legacies are discussed and empires are dreamed up while the waves lap against gold-plated decks in a World obsessed with status, this vessel doesn't just float, it commands the ocean. The next generation Sheikh Hamdan and the Al Maktoum legacy. Every empire needs a future, and in Dubai that future has a name: Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum, known to millions not just as a crown prince but as an adventurer, poet and modern icon. Sheikh Hamdan Faza to his fans embodies the next chapter of the Al Maktoum dynasty. At first glance he might seem like a social media celebrity with breathtaking skydives, mountain climbs and desert rides, but behind the curated photos is a man deeply committed to duty, legacy and public service. Sheikh Hamdan has been groomed not just to inherit wealth but to lead with wisdom and compassion. While his lifestyle includes private jets and royal regattas, Faza is also a driving force behind charitable campaigns, health initiatives and animal welfare programs. During the pandemic he personally supported frontline workers and launched aid campaigns that reached far beyond Dubai's borders. He's also a voice for nature, investing in conservation efforts and promoting sustainable development, a signal that Dubai's future will be both lavish and responsible. And yet, despite his royal blood and international fame, Sheikh Hamdan remains grounded. He's frequently spotted jogging with citizens, dining in public cafes and attending local weddings unannounced. This rare blend of humility and power has made him beloved not just in the Gulf but worldwide as the face of a younger global facing Dubai. Sheikh Hamdan bridges tradition with innovation. He doesn't just wear the crown, he redefines what royalty can be in the 21st century. Athletic, poetic, philanthropic and deeply connected to his people. Commentator format for the future. If you believe Sheikh Hamdan is the leader Dubai and the world needs next, Vision 2021 and social harmony in a world where wealth often builds walls. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum chose to build bridges. His Vision 2021 wasn't just a policy document, it was a promise, a roadmap where skyscrapers didn't just touch the clouds but reached into the future. With innovation, education and national pride at the core, at the heart of this vision lies something rare: a ruling family that is as approachable as it is powerful. Despite commanding a fortune estimated at over $18 billion, the Al Maktoum family walks through Dubai's streets with grace, not arrogance. Citizens often recall seeing Sheikh Mohammed at local book fairs, public bike rides or speaking with students, not from a stage but face to face. That authenticity is no accident, it's leadership by design. But Dubai isn't just glitter and steel, it's social harmony built on shared purpose. The Al Maktoum family has made it a priority to ensure every citizen feels seen, heard and cared for, from world-class hospitals to tuition-free education and ambitious housing programs. Vision 2021 wasn't just about economic power, it was about people power. Philanthropy isn't a footnote in their legacy, it's a pillar. The family's charitable foundations fund cancer research, support orphans and provide disaster relief globally. Sheikh Hamdan, following in his father's footsteps, regularly donates to medical causes, animal rescue efforts and social welfare. Giving back isn't an event, it's a lifestyle, and perhaps that's what makes Dubai so unique. The ultra-rich don't hide behind golden gates, they show up in public, lead by example and remind the world that true power lies in unity in a region often defined by division. The Al Maktoum family turned leadership into loyalty by staying human first, royal second. The Al Maktoum family isn't just Dubai's richest, they're its heartbeat. From billion-dollar skyscrapers to world-class racing, from Monaco palaces to local charities, their influence touches every corner of modern life. But beneath the golden grandeur lies something deeper: vision, discipline and a quiet dedication to their people. If this glimpse into Dubai's royal world surprised you, leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more stories of power, passion and the people who reshape the world. If you came to Dubai a few years ago, you'd have got this sand and loads of it, and an amazing thing happened. Fantasy became reality, and in the space of just 20 years Dubai turned from desert into a jaw-dropping oasis of stone, marble, concrete, glass and raw excitement. But the bolder and wackier the idea, the more likely it was to be accepted. Giant islands a shape of palms that could be seen from space, and soon there'll be the world's tallest skyscraper, a modern-day Tower of Babel. The slices for the clouds at almost a kilometer above the ground. Dubai has become the center of a modern-day gold rush, but the big question for Dubai is whether this great global credit crunch is going to bite here, and whether that will turn the Dubai dream into a nightmare. Music. Dubai is one of the 7 states that make up the United Arab Emirates under the rule of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Its reputation as a tax-free haven and land of opportunity has attracted 120 Brits all chasing the Dubai dream. You have both completely lost your marbles. I mean, you have paid $50 million for a load of SA dream where your position in society can be elevated overnight and vast riches of there for the taking. It's quite a journey from a secretary on an Oxford estate to this fogging £17 million apartments in Dubai, in a country where Sharia-based law is dished out on crop top wearing party goers. What's it really like to live here and mixing with the locals? I talk tactics with the man that bought Man City. There's the Burj Al, and what about the world's financial meltdown? Are they feeding the heat? You say credit crumbs, people say whoa, there's no credit crumbs in Dubai. It's not coming, it's here, but lurking in the background behind all of this is the fact that in just 10 years time Dubai's oil will run out. The race is on. If you'd invested in property out here over the past 6 years, I'd give your financial advisor a raise, because you'll easily have trebled your money. But it wasn't for the faint-hearted. 4 miles out to sea is probably the craziest property investment on the planet. For sale, 300 islands that seen from above replicate the countries of the world. This is absolutely ridiculous. I've heard about this place, I've seen the pictures, I know all the facts. Until you actually come out here like this and experience it for yourself, you have no idea of the sheer scale of it. 320 million cubic m of redistributed seabed. Later, Dubai has not just put itself on the map, but put the map on itself. I'm heading for Britain. Gentlemen, permission to come ashore. Permission granted. Thank you very much. Welcome up to see you. Welcome to the United Kingdom. Well, thank you very much. Let's head over to London. Why not? Ex-Londoners Safi Kashi and Mustafa Nagri moved to Dubai 4 years ago. Between them they've just bought England. Dare I ask how much you've paid for it? Topping over $50 million. You have both completely lost your marbles. I mean, you have paid $50 million for a load of sand, yet it's one view. Tell me some of the stuff you're going to do here. The idea very much is to have some luxury accommodation where you can bring your boat, park it right outside your villa, swimming pools, spas. How many are we talking about? You're talking in and around 100 mark. 100 villas over here, so you're living in your own private villa surrounded by absolutely amazing shorelines, beaches. I mean, you say that, but you're actually surrounded by the French over there and the Germans over there. I mean, they are worryingly close, aren't they? They have got closer, but luckily there's still a bit of sea between us. I'm imagining now these luxury villas here, and even if they went just for $5 million each, I've just worked out you'll make a profit of $450 million, but you have forgotten the cost of construction, which is I'm still working on that one. You're still making what I think they call in Balam a nice little earner, aren't you? Yet I guess you could say we might be. I mean, that's a great story. Absolutely. Ballon boy buys Brit, yet it's not bad, is it? Safi is a perfect example of a Dubai dream. 4 years ago he arrived here skint, having lost everything in a failed internet phone. Now, thanks to a series of shrewd property deals, he's the king of England and looking to invade France. But how did this little known desert outpost become such a magnet for investors and those in search of a better life in the sun? Dubai has done an incredibly good job at marketing itself, largely through what at the outset appear to be utterly ludicrous projects. Think Dubai and you think glamour, wealth, and a rich hedonistic playground. Hardly surprising then that back in Britain, wrapped under red tape, trapped under the dark grey skies, so many downshot wab think this place is utterly irresistible. Music applause. Although Dubai is twice the size of London, the main action takes place in a frenzy 20m strip along the coast. The legendary Dubai Gold Rush can be traced back to 2001, when the law was changed to enable foreign nationals to own property. It coincided with the launch of the most famous of Dubai's artificial island projects, the Palm Jumeirah, which, because it's connected to the mainland, lured investors by the truckload. My first impression is it's massively bigger than it seems from the sky. Apparently 4,000 properties were sold in the first 72 hours of the project being announced before a brick had been laid. The weirdest thing about Palm Island is that 5 years ago I'd have drowned by now, because this was all music water. Nothing quite prepares you for the sheer scale of their ideas. Palm Jumeirah is so huge its central trunk supports 2 6-lane motorways at the tip. 3m out since Dubai's latest 5-star hotel, the Atlantis, complete with an underwater lost city in a fish music tank. The Beckhams are quite a place here, and Ashley Cole and Michael Owen follow suit, creating a Middle Eastern wagyu. It may look like Brookside on the beach, but having a Palmer dress is the ultimate status symbol, and living the dream on front D is Neil Pech. Neil came out here 14 years ago and now publishes a Dubai version of GQ Music magazine. Judging by his cars, a Bentley, a vintage Jaguar, and a Ferrari. Life is good. Okay, here we are, ladies. Throw in a Russia model wife and her glamorous friends, and I'd say Palm living is very good. How much of these properties being going up by in value? Well, about 4 villas on either side. Of me no one lives there, people had them as an investment and they going up at such a rate that they don't actually need to rent it. Wish I were in that position. If you bought that one at the start, for example, what would you have paid? Well, that was probably about £700. 2.6 million dirhams in our currency. What would it be worth now? 15, something like that, so around 6 times what you paid for it exactly. So it's been an amazing investment for people, yet it makes you question your own job when you're earning a lot less than your house is doing by sitting there. And is there, like in any development like this, is there a bit of keeping up with the Joneses? Absolutely. I mean, I've had to upgrade my barbecue several times. Dubai has learned a very British lesson. We do like to be beside the seaside. Waterfront property commands a premium, and building out into the sea or at 300 m to their coastline. But when we struggled to build something as simple as a Millennium Bridge, how do he create an entire city in just 20 years? I have some days when I say, this is crazy, I want to go to New Zealand, I want to live in a U. And when you build it, how do you make sure the rich come flocking? This is ridiculous. I mean, how many towels are there? Why would you need 100 towels? And at the world's only 7-star hotel, I sample the Dubai dream for myself. Music. There are times when we build things so astounding that they become testament to human ingenuity. The pyramids of Egypt, the Great Wall of China, and now Dubai. Extravagance and Dubai go hand in hand, but this really does take the gold-plated biscuit, as rumor of this 7-star hotel cost so much to build and run that it will never make a profit. But that's not the point. The Burj Al Arab is Dubai's Eiffel Tower, part of ruler Sheikh Mohammed's vision to put this place on the global music map. The best rooms here will set you back 12 grand a night and come complete with one of the hotel's 16 white Rolls Royces and your own personal man service. They boast that they cat for every whim at the Burj Al Arab, and that's certainly the case with me, because I spent my entire life waiting for a bed where I could go to sleep looking at music myself. I'm here to meet builder Eddie Mitchell, who I last met at the height of the UK's property boom in Sandbanks, Dorset. Eddie was creating futuristic properties inspired by this hotel. He's been coming here on business for 5 years and is now a gold star guest, affording him extra special treatment. Watching you coming in, it was like watching a visit by the Queen. There was like a cast of thousands offering you tea and dates and hand lotions. It's the same every time. My butler that I've had for 6 years, he meets us every time we come here. Whatever time of day he's at the door, it's like coming home. So Eddie, last time we met was in Sandbanks, where the funny thing was there is that you produced properties like this, which are by any normal standard in Britain completely barking mad, futuristic emporiums of glass and concrete. Everything else out here you're known as MR boring, because that is not even first base. Is it not really? No P. You must love it here. It's like permanent building site, yet probably the biggest building site in the world, and after 30 years of building I just love it. You're like a pig in a sty, aren't you, Edie? Yeah, definitely. For those who bought at the start in the Palm or the World or the Birds you buy, how much money are people making? I'm sure people are making many millions. I'm going to heard of one Chelsea footballer who had a place on the Palm that he's never actually lived in. He paid £400,000 for it, and he's just sold it for 3.2 million. Yeah, that's what he would have paid 6 years ago, and he would now make 3.5 million definitely without setting foot in the place. Yeah, how have I missed out on this again? Wish have came here 6 years ago. You always seem to pop up in these places at the right time. I went to SBX right at the peak. I've come to Dubai right at the peak. What I need to do with you, Eddie, is stick with you in the down times. Well, you can come on site and be a builder if you want. Peer. The great thing about Dubai is there's always a stunning new location to practice your golf, but you wouldn't have thought you could practice your skiing as well. This is Ski Dubai. It's 45 degrees centigrade out there, and in here -4. In fact, it's absolutely bloody freezing. The thing about Dubai is that the crazier the idea, the more likely it is to be accepted. There are many extraordinary feats of construction underway, and Dubai the moment a few more remarkable than this is going to be the biggest theme park in the world. It's going to be 107 square miles, or to give you some idea of perspective, bigger than Birmingham. But even more extraordinary is the fact that they boasted that the casually named Dubai Land would be finished into 7 years. Achieve that in the current economic climate, and I'll eat my sunglasses. This is a model of what the theme PAR will look like, and quite frankly it's one of the most breathtaking things I've seen in my entire life. There are going to be life-size replicas of the Taj Mahal, the Eiffel Tower, the Egyptian pyramids, even Big Ben, and the Houses of Parliament. There's a Las Vegas-style strip, only it's 4 times as big as Vegas. There's only one word for this: music bunkers. But in Dubai, biggest is best. This humongous fish tank is built inside the world's biggest shopping center next to, yes, you're way ahead of me, the world's biggest building. I've been to lots of tall places in my life: the Empire State Building, Eiffel Tower. I worked to Canary Wharf for 10 years, but I've never ever seen anything quite like this. The Burj Dubai is already 720 m tall, making it the highest building in the world, but the really scary thing is he's still growing, probably the most unnecessary sign of all time. Please don't lean on the doors. The sheer bravado of this structure beggar belief. They're even adding a new story every 3 days. It's another part of Sheikh Mohammed's plan to make sure Dubai stands out. The final height is still top secret, but the ambition is to be almost double the height of the next highest building on earth. The earth vanishing. I've never been this high in my life anywhere. Mr. Ali Alabar, the fifth most powerful man in Dubai, is chairman of IMA, the government bank construction company building the tower. So we're right in the middle here on floor 160. We're 611 m up, so still as I can see. I mean, there are 20-30 floors more already under construction. Does it wobble this? I mean, does it move around? No, it doesn't move much. Do you know how far? I think if it moves maximum probably move this much. Who's going to be here? Me. Who will be on these floors? I think these are office floors. People have bought private apartments here too, right? Correct. What was the most expensive one? Do you know? A whole floor could probably cost you about $45 million. A whole floor? Oh, a bargain. Yes, a bargain compared to London prices. Of course you know Sheikh Mohammed better than many people. How would you describe him? I've been with him 15 years. And there are times when his energy is so unbelievable. This building here, the first time we've designed it was 90-story and the meeting was 1 minute and His Highness said no. I said okay, so I did, I think about 120. I said no, so I just brought a chart of all the tall buildings in the world and I put in this building, and he said okay, how much taller than the tallest? I said well, we're about 40% taller. He said good. You music go. 40 years ago Dubai was nothing more than a dusty fishing village. The then ruler Sheikh Rashid had a vision to transform it into a hub for the world, as a port and as a tax-free business center. It was an extraordinary and bold move. The philosophy was simple: build it and they will come and come. They have now, under the rule of his son Sheikh Mohammed. The vision continues. Dubai often feels more like a corporation than a state. That's because just 3 things matter here: business, finance and success. Unlike in Britain, where huge developments can get bogged down for years in red tape and bureaucracy, over here they can go up in months, and the reason is quite simple. Sheikh Mohammed, whatever the sheikh wants gets done and passed. Of course, being able to use millions of cheap workers from southern Asia has made it all possible. In 2007 accusations were made of slave labor conditions, so Sheikh Mohammed set up a confidential free hotline for construction workers to report any abuse. As a result, conditions have certainly improved, but each year UAE workers sent home an estimated $4 billion in wages, so a recession in Dubai would have serious global implications. But trying to get anyone to actually talk about the possibility of economic downturn here in Dubai was like trying to get blood out of a stone. I turned to Michel Kano, a billionaire businessman from the 9th richest Arab family in the world. Are you totally sold into this vision, or are there going to be problems? Do you think? Well, now there's going to be a lot of economic upheaval globally, and it's going to come and affect us. See, no one mentions that here. You say credit crunch. People think whoa, there's no credit crunch in Deben. In the Arabic culture, to say something, if you say it out loud, there's a perception that it will happen. So we don't even call cancer cancer, we call it the disease that can't be mentioned. It's the same mentality. Is there a credit crunch coming in Dubai? It's not coming, it's here. It already exists now. For people to come and say this is the end and death of this area, it's not going to be the death of this area. What's going to be is a natural timeout, if you want. Allow things to come back to its normal position and then move forward. The BUA, I think, is a good place to be if you're looking at 15-20 years down the road, because if you're looking at 2 years down the road, God knows what's going to happen in the next 2 years in terms of global finance. During the boom times, Dubai was the hottest property market in the world. The carrot that had Pats scurrying here faster than a bleach blonde to a footballer. Helen Totem is typical of those that came chasing the Dubai dream. She landed here 4 years ago and owns Dubai Luxury Homes, one of the most successful estate agents in town today. She showed me a flight aimed very much at the not so poor. Amazing views, vast amount of room. How big is this? It's 13,400 square feet. The master suite takes at least a third of the apartment. It's all about the bedrooms out here. Is it exactly? And what would it cost if you wanted to buy this? 17 million. Wow, who would buy a place like this? Who's living in this block yet? Discretion is the word, but we've got sporting personalities, we've got presidents of countries 15 times the size of the average house in the UK. Who said size doesn't matter? It's just humongous. This is not even apartment, is Too loose a word, well this is hello, I mean echoes, it's unbelievable, I mean look at it, it's not a kitchen, it's a restaurant, that's the children's B, of course it is, how silly of me, here's the bathroom, this is the bathroom, take a lot of care over the bathroom, this is ridiculous, I mean how many towels are there, there must be 100 towels in here, why would you need 100 towels, I mean it is just opulence on an almost regal scale, isn't it, it's a staggering apartment, perfect for your average multi-millionaire, this great view, amazing view, but maybe not so good for a billionaire, which is why the next will have its own heliport on the roof that is going to be just going for a higher level altogether, that's going for your billionaires rather than just the millionaires, and it's going to have its own helipad, and that you know they're working on their own immigration so that you can just jet in, and well else so some Russian oligarch just lands on the roof and out come immigration officials incred, what's a nice girl like you doing slogging £17 million apartments in Dubai, I don't, it just happened 4 years ago, set up my own real estate company, and what were you doing back in Britain, I worked on the country estate, doing what as the estate secretary, you're a secretary, estate secretary, state secretary, sorry I don't diminish your role, but I mean it's quite a journey from a secretary on Oxer estate to this, and you're now glimmering in diamonds and Rolexes and stuff, so life's been good for you, right Hannah? It has, thank you. Music, and that's not the half of it. Helen now has her own polo team with 8 Argentinian ponies and a full-time professional trainer. It certainly beats typing. Friday is polo day here at Arabian Ranches. It's a bit of a fixture of the Zach community, a chance to revel in the good life whilst catching a chukker and slithering up the social ladder. Becky from Bingley, West Yorkshire, and here you are at polo. Yeah, I'm at the polo music Bing League. Girls are not really used to doing this sort of thing, are you? Just be honest. No, I came over here and I launched a magazine for another company, and I've just launched this magazine and I'm 28 years old, and I would not get that in the UK from not badly for a girl from Bingley. Have you? It's alright, quite happy. It's easy to get jored into the good life and buy, but the buildings that are going up somehow out here, your expectations are well just higher, but to live up to those expectations you're going to have deep pockets, especially if you fancy a personalized number plate. I have the 93, and how much was that? $2 million. $2 million, and I'll find out what it's like to live where Hellenistic Western playgrounds exist in a country governed by strict Muslim values, and what happens when you cross the line. Do you live in permanent fear that a wrong word could see you on the next plane back to Britain? Music deported. I wanted to get narrow perspective on Dubai. Fortunately they man that bought Manchester City Drive, Swan Al Fatim, has a house here. He's made a fortune in property and is the Alan Sugar of Araban year with his own apprentice-style TV show, and even his own catchphrase. Impress me. When he said he show me around the city, I didn't realize he meant in his own private jet. He impressed music me. It's incredible to think only 30 years ago most of that would have been desert, right? 20 years ago this part of Dubai was day. There's the Bur Al, it's become the symbol of Dubai. I mean, how much of this is ego, and are you all quite competitive people? Is it like you've built the biggest tower, I'm going to go and build a bigger one? It's not about the ego, it's about to show the capability. We want to show our royal family that we can do it, and what they're looking for is to build something unique, something extraordinary, and with this kind of development we attract for us. I mean, how much money is there down there now? Would you guess the last number announced recently was around $300 billion, $300 billion US, just swimming around below us. I was told your very first major project here, you made $150 million us on that deal. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. And you cleaned up, I mean you made $150 million bucks. The good thing, once I came with, you're allowed to smile when I say that figure. By the way, I know to you it's not much money. To me, I mean, this is like unbelievable. What's it like being a billionaire? You look like you have a lot of fun. You're always smiling. You really enjoy with. For us, we don't really enjoy with money and cash, we really enjoy with family. It's about more cultural friendship between the family relationship and the friend relationship. Now that's a family I'd like to get into. I wonder if he has any single female relatives. So we see the city from the air. Now it was time to see it at ground level. In the world's only Versace Lamborghini Murcielago Drive, Sullen paid $600,000 more than the standard car for this designer model to ensure he cuts a dash on Dubai's highways. The big thing in Dubai is about number plates, isn't it? Your number plates is very important. Your one is 737. Is that a valuable one? Yes, but the 2 digits is more important. I have the 93 I bought because that's the year of graduation of my wife. And how much was that today? It's worth $2 million. $2 million. Yes, for 93 somebody would pay you $2 million for that. Amazing. Thank goodness his wife didn't graduate in 83. Even he might have struggled to pay for that one. With such mind-boggling spending power on tap, it'll come as no surprise that all pockets are catered for. Shopping here at one of Dubai's super malls is a bit like being back at home, to be honest. Harvey Nicks behind me, a law cost over there, Starbucks Zara. The only difference here is you've always got to look out for that unexpected visit by the billionaire Arab sheikh. So how about a mobile phone? What do they cost? Will be £110, yes, 000 £10,000 I see, and this is £100. 0000. Okay, so that's a bit more of a bargain. Yes, so do you actually sell these FES? Yes, few weeks ago the 1sh choose 4 telephones, an Arab shade came past your shop and bought 4 of these. Yes, for $500,000. Yes, lie, what on earth do you do when you want an upgrade? It's all so easy to get sucked into the affluent lifestyle in Dubai. The place just drips success. Most expats here enjoy a quality of life that only have dreamt about back in Britain. Vast villas, sprawling staircases, giant swimming pools and personal maids. They spend their days enjoying the leisure at 5-star hotels like this, and their nights at parties covered by the society pages of Hello magazine. Small wonder then that so many start to feel, well, a little bit grand. After all, back in Britain they were minnows. Here in Dubai everyone's a whale. Tonight's the Hot 100 party, an annual event with a local version of Hello magazine, draws up a part of all the movers and shakers in town. In the main it's the likes of spa managers and boutique owners that make it, but it's taken very seriously. If you're in, you're in, and if you're out, you may as well be in. Goodbye magazine, you've made it. You haven't? Well, actually I've just been speaking to the editor. There's this whole sort of STR zone that you get into when you get into the Hot 100. I mean, it's quite cool to be considered like hot, and apparently none hotter than you're truly. Well, the hottest thing that I found at the Hot 100 party is Mr. Piers Morgan. Welcome. Hello, EGOT. Life here revolves around the 50 or so 5-star hotels. That's because once inside you never need know you're in a country where alcohol is frowned on. It's illegal to kiss in public or be gay or share a flat with your girlfriend. Dubai knows it needs Westerners to succeed, and so deliberately turns a blind eye to going on, providing they go on the private property of the hotels, a kind of Zat bubble where life is good and intoxicating. The Barristi bar is a regular Zak haunt. It's not far from where a couple of Brits were recently arrested for having sex on the beach, although I believe that might be illegal back home as well, enjoying herself in a slightly more legal way. It's 46-year-old mother of 2 from Birmingham, Karen Brady, just the kill a night. See, always is this your nightly? This is generally yes, generally is more less is definitely more. And what's it like? The nightlife here, every single night you can party without fail. Come out here, party, it's like non-stop, and you get drunk frequently. And are you making loads of money here? Absolutely loads. Millions came for the money and the parties. Absolutely. Yeah, in what order? Well, first money, then the party. And what's the man scene like here? I'm not looking for the man, I'm just here enjoying myself. I've been married all my life and I'm not doing that anymore. But you go on dates here and stuff sometimes. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I like to have dinner with intellectual men, but I generally don't fancy them. Right, wish you got for dinner then. In the last year 230 Brits have ended up in Dubai's prisons for range of offences, from the normal like drink driving to the abnormal like bouncing a check. If you are going to come out here, make sure you learn the law. For example, sex outside of marriage can get you a year in jail, possession of over-the-counter drugs that contain codeine 4 years. Even Harry Potter books were recently barred from schools because witchcraft is strictly illegal. In Dubai it's a difficult society to get your head around. On the one hand, a traditional autocratic leader uses strict Sharia-based law to rule with a rod of iron. On the other hand, in the 5-star hotels you can forget you're even in the Middle East. But the two cultures exist side by side in parallel universes, and except for the shopping malls rarely mix. Consequently, the expats live in fear of making a silly mistake or inadvertently breaking a law that could with a swipe of the pen see them deported. I drove into the desert with blogger and ex-journalist Alexander Nad. He's been living out here for almost 20 years and has first-hand experience of what happens when the two cultures clash. It is not being on the moon. Isn't it amazing? When I first moved here, that was in the early 90s, I came out here running a magazine which was shut down because I criticized the wrong guy's computer. It was a computer review mag and the computer didn't work, and so we said the computer doesn't work, which in retrospect was probably naive of me, or to tell the truth, but it offended a man who happened to be related to a man who happened to be in a position to do something about it, so my office was sealed by the Ministry of Information. Now the great thing about Dubai today is that actually probably can't happen. Is it relaxing the censorship? Is it getting easier? Yes it is, if you can stand up a good story where a government department has behaved appallingly. I think you've Got a chance of running that story when I first came out here. You wouldn't have done so. You're now seeing allegations being made against some quite big figures in government and corruption. Investigations going on that were unthinkable here. It's a process of change. If you're in the media out here as you are, do you live in permanent fear that a wrong word could see you on the next plane back to Britain deported? Are you wary about what you're telling me? For example, no, I don't think I have that fear. I might be horribly wrong, but I don't think I have that fear. I don't live in fear. I don't live in fear of saying what I think. I don't worry, but I've just seen 2 quad bites with a couple of government officials nipping over that June. It's you there after they've been listening, haven't they? Part of the problem lies in the fact that the Sheikh can change laws virtually overnight. Tennis and landlords who ignore the V-sharing B could be signed up to 50,000 while we were filming. In an attempt to stop overcrowding amongst unskilled workers, it was decreed illegal to share property with anyone except closed family. If you're thinking of coming out here, make sure you do your homework. Diskin Water and Power Supplies. Super. I'm off to meet an old friend, Patty Parfee. She moved out here with her son Harry after separating from her wayward husband Rick, guitarist of Status Quo. She'd been out here on a holiday and thought Dubai would be the ideal place to change the status quo and mend a broken heart a year on. However, and the Dubai dream is turning sour. Hello, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Lovely to see you. How are you? Last time I saw you it was on a status quo tour bus. We don't talk about that. Welcome to my home. So this is your lovely piece of Dubai paradise. This is our little ahendas. So this is the lounge. Yeah, this 4-bedroomed house is typical of the expat family lifestyle out here inside landscape gated communities, a mil from anywhere. So this is the kitchen. Thankfully for the neighbors it's detached. So Patty, you're in a very nice place here, but it's half an hour inland. What would you pay here for your rent? What do you owe? You're going to die. £32,000 for the year, and you have to pay up front in Dubai. So you had to write a check for £32,000. Yeah, for a year's rent in advance. So that strikes me is pretty expensive. It is. I mean, it's ridiculous. Your rental is up for renewal. What are you going to do? I'm taking it for 6 months and then I just see here I go there. What are they going to charge you for that? £27,000. What, in 1 year they've nearly doubled it. Yeah, okay, so be warned, if your employer is not subsidizing your rent, you'll be in for a nasty shock. It's terribly expensive him to buy you this idea is this wonderful tax-free haven. Everything's dirt cheap, so it's not really like that. No, and you know I don't want to spoil anybody's holiday or dream to move to Dubai, but you really got to look at it because it's not all what it's cracked up to be. People are watching this are going to be thinking I quite a fancy come to Dubai yet, and yet you seem to have fallen slightly out of love with the dream. Yes, I have, haven't I? Oh God, where do I go now? Do miss my friends, I do miss my family, and it is difficult to meet people over here because everybody's basically it's family, and when I go out I am a threat. I bet you are. How old are you? 57. I mean, that is amazing. Yet recently divorced. Long bombshell. Used to be with a rock star. You are public enemy number 1 for these women. Fantastic, that's rock and roll. So what does the future hold for Dubai? I'll be looking at the changing face of society here as it opens its doors wider to Western values. Could their secret defense against the credit crunch come down to a few familiar faces? Try some of these, go disgusting, and just how much they prepared to spend to make sure Dubai does become the greatest city in the world. Highly will be getting millions, multi-millions. Music in the UK, we've taken thousands of years to develop our laws and customs, whereas Dubai has had just a couple of decades to try and find common ground so the 205 nationalities can happily coexist. Consider this, just 1.3 million people live here. Of those, 200,000 are Western expats, 900,000 are Asians, mainly workers, and that leaves just 200,000 local Emiratis. To put that in perspective, imagine living in Britain where 5 out of 6 people were foreigners. When you think of it like that, you kind of begin to work out that Dubai is actually quite a tolerant music place. It's a sign of Dubai's willingness to welcome foreigners into its midst, to keep moving forward, and someone taking full advantage of that acceptance is Derek Khan. Oh, it's very good. Derek, a former fashion stylist to pop stars like Salt and Pepper and Snoop Dogg, is today better known as an ex-jewel thief. What happened? I am very stupidly I porn jewels, and of course porning. You don't porn what is not yours, and I dug myself into a nightmarish hole. I would have to go take one piece of jewel, go to another company and lied basically to get another piece, in which I pawned, and it became a circle, and you got a sentence. Yes, I did. He served 2 years in a New York jail for his crimes, was kicked out of the US and settled here in Dubai. Beautiful, reinventing himself as Get this, a jewelry designer there. You are a convicted thief felon, for want of a better phrase you're kicked out of America and then Dubai, where you would imagine they're quite strict about that kind of thing. They welcome you in here. I was accepted into Dubai because I think I was very straightforward with what I had done. I was very straightforward in who I am, and they kind of saw what I can do. You're also fairly unique when there aren't many directs in Dubai that I've met, not with this. Look, the whole thing, well, you'll be surprised. Dubai is just, again, there are more of you out there. I hope not, but put it in, give me a little, exactly a little TW. What I hear everywhere is if you do this you're out, if you do that you'll be deported. So what I haven't found is any real evidence they actually do this. Do people get chucked out of Dubai? Of course they do. Of course people who've been deported. Well, no, I don't, that's the point. I don't know anyone is being deported, but the thing, it seems to be a collective fear of being deported without any evidence anyone ever is. Well, listen, the collective fear works because guess what, I can open my car, and especially from New York City I could never dare leave my computer in the car. I do it all the time. I leave my doors unlocked at home. You think that the rules are a small price to pay? Ready for a very small price to pay. It gives you that sense of security. And I couldn't be happier here, right? Beautiful, beautiful, lovely. If Dubai is going to succeed now more than ever, it needs people. It has to be seen as the in place somewhere. You can't afford not to be. So when Dubai can't build it, Dubai buys it, spending millions on celebrity names and crucially brands. Gary Rose is the latest big name lured into town. He'll be in good company. Gordon Ramsay and Marco Pierre White are already here and raking it in. Is very good, thank you. Nice to see. Good, you too. You came just at the right time. Try some of these. That is a little salmon fish cake with a lemon halas. God, that's disgusting. I laugh. It's actually delicious, but just to see what your face like. It's delicious. Tell me, gee, you've flown all the way to Dubai yet, and you've flown all the food out here as well. Oh yes, why you to stay in England? Oh yes, what when it's 36 degrees outside and it's snowing in the UK? Where would you choose? It's I just thought, no, I want to spread the word about British cooking. Be honest, would you be out here if there wasn't a whacking great big Arabic check in it? I know a lot of chef, right? I must. You all like your money. Hang on, where's that contractor? Mine. Yeah, no, it's not a question of that, is it? That's always, isn't it? Because I know a lot of brand names like you. You're such high commodities out here that they will pay whatever it takes to get you. Well, I think if I start cooking for money rather than cooking for what I really believe in, I'd rather give it up. So there you have it, the definitive answer with Holland Source. So how are you? Hello PE, how are you? See, and up on the 44th floor another bought in brand name Mark Fuller will be opening a version of London's Embassy Club here next year. No offense to you but you and Gary Rhodes are not exactly the Beckhams, and yet you're getting a lot of money thrown at you to come here. What's in it for them to get you? Someone was saying to me today that it's all very well opening a hotel, but you've got to entice people into it. It's like all over the world. The difference is they're buying in name brands because it's a new country. Is it rude of me to push you on just how many millions they paid you to come here? No, I won't say that it wasn't millions, but it was quite an acceptable figure. What about Tiger Woods and people like that? You see their names, Tiger Woods, Christina Aguilera's, those sort of people. Kylie's will be getting millions, multi-millions. Is that because the people of Dubai, the rulers here, realize celebrities of that power are a PR magnet for him? I think without a doubt. In the end, this was a piece of desert, this was a piece of sand. They've built a city out of nothing. How do you attract everybody? They want to be number one, they don't want to be number two, number three, number four. They want to be Miami, they want to beat Miami. They want to be New York, they want to beat New York. No, so the only answer is bring it in. Kylie comes, Beyonce comes, even Iron Maiden have played here. It is almost surreal here. It's the land of Mel. It certainly is more like the land of unbelievable, because as the world is rocked to the core by the credit crunch, Dubai rocked to the sound of Kylie. At the world's most expensive party, the Atlantis Hotel was launched with a massive £7 million extravaganza. Looks like an awful lot of that went up in smoke. Let's face it, for the ordinary Brits living here, as long as you toe the line, life's pretty good. For the investor though, even ultra-affluent Dubai is fragile. It doesn't manufacture anything of value. Oil now accounts for just 6% of its income, and even though uber-wealthy neighbor Abu Dhabi pumped £9 billion into its economy back in October, Dubai remains exposed. Used 3 big government-backed construction companies are already laying off hundreds of employees. Dubai relies on foreign investors to make it work, and without Them Dubai's dream of becoming the greatest city on earth may have to wait. I came to Dubai to find out if it really is all it's cracked up to be, and the answer, if you like sun and fun, glitz and glamour, is resounding yes. As for the credit crunch, everyone I've met here says the same thing. Dubai won't just survive, it will thrive, and that's because it's bursting with ambition and drive, all led by one man's extraordinary vision and an utter determination to turn this place into the biggest and most successful city in the world. As for my part, I think I'll borrow the favorite phrase of the British builder, it'll be alright when it's finished. Music, music.